Jonah, please. So everybody knows the transition that Vanguard is going through. Jonah's going to tell us a bit more about that.
Yeah, thanks, Tony. And speaking of transitions, that's exactly what we're talking about. I think we have one more slide to go on. I just sent it this morning, and I apologize. Yeah, there we go. So resilience, my definition of resilience is making changes when conditions change in order to achieve the ultimate goal. So things change, you still want to go forward, but how do you resolve the changes while continuing to go forward? And that's Nemertes next. So those of you who are gathered here who are familiar with the TTI Vanguard conference also know that this is the last TTI Vanguard conference. However, it's not the last conference with the goal that Len has pointed out of expanding your minds, going out beyond your day jobs, learning about emerging technology and how it will shape society. What my company Nemertes is doing is picking up the conference series with some changes, but hopefully not changes in directions that will harm things, but actually move forward with the ultimate goal. So let me tell you a little bit about what exactly we're planning to do. First off, we are planning to keep some of the things the same that you've been experiencing. So these wonderful conferences with the fantastic field trips like yesterday, we want to keep those happening. We're doing that because we're keeping the fantastic people like Nancy, like the board members, like Tony, all have agreed to support us. Len has agreed to serve as chairman emeritus, which means essentially to advise when he feels the mood, and that we are happy to accept that. And we are also looking for insight from all of the members who have given us insight over the past several months saying we want more of this and a little less of that or whatever. So we're keeping the same people, we're keeping the conference series, we're keeping the newsletter, very important, but I will tell you how to make sure that you continue to get the newsletter without interruption. We are making a few changes. The conference cadence initially will be slower, 2 conferences a year versus 4. That's because we want to get fully situated and make each conference really, really good, as opposed to try to push and do 4 that we're still on a learning curve for. My company, by the way, is 20 years old. For 11 of those years, we put on our own conference. So putting on conferences is not new to us. What's new to us is putting on this. And we're doing our level best to work with everyone who's already learned this and take their experience and move forward. Now let's talk about what has actually changed. First of all, the name. Nemertes next, the focus and the theme for the next couple of conferences is going to be the next theme, which is emerging technology and how it shapes our society, and we'll continue to focus on that. We may go into topical conferences thereafter. The sort of jury's still out on that. We also are adding an online virtual community that already exists. Ike has been participating with great glee and actually has been driving a lot of the questions. So in a lot of cases, on our Quantum Connection Live, Ike will ask a question, we go off and do some researching, provide an answer, and then we discuss it and poke holes in it. And those of you who know Ike know that the poking holes is the best part. That's a platform that we have. We can meet virtually, we share content virtually, we can chat virtually. My organization has its own 20 years of content. We are also hopeful to be able to add the archives. That's something we're working on, so that you have a single place to go to meet each other, to hang out with each other, to chat with each other, and on a regular cadence have virtual meetings and potentially virtual workshops. We also have deliverables for members, technology area benchmarks, which are in different topical areas, at a glance vision of what's going on in a particular technology. The first couple that we're looking at, first one is quantum, second one is AI, and we'll be doing something in some focused areas on cybersecurity. We're also doing industry benchmarks, which we've been doing all of our history, where we look at the people who are using technology, particularly large enterprises, and tell you what the use cases are, what some of the challenges are. So hopefully it'll be even more useful to those of you who are either in industry, in government, or at an FFRDC trying to figure out what your peers are doing and what the challenges are they're facing. We've also got a couple of topical newsletters that go out roughly, well, John's goes out weekly, mine goes out about 3 times a month because I'm not as disciplined as he is. That's in addition to Nancy's newsletter. And finally, we are in deep planning mode for adding workshops, both virtual and at the actual conferences. In fact, one of the workshops that we are looking to add by request of the members is on the whole challenge of innovating in large enterprises, which is the topic of the book that we all got from Eric. So I saw that and I was like, oh, great, we can hand that out at our next workshop, which hopefully you'll be attending. So with all of that, we are moving forward. We'll give you, right after the break, I can give you any more information. We'll also let you know how to sign up for all this good stuff, how to sign up for the newsletters, how to find out more about the next conference. Just broad strokes, we're looking at the end of September in Baltimore. So that's what we're going to be looking at for the conference. And again, as quickly as possible, please sign up and tell us your interests so that we can shape things in the directions that you want to go. But that's what's coming next, at least in the short term. And with that, Tony, I think we have a couple folks to invite up to the stage. Len, can you come on up? And John, Nancy? So this is the official handoff. It's happening now instead of at the end of the conference because unfortunately I have to leave for another conference I'm sharing. But Len?
This is a thrill. This organization has been around for, and you're going to hear the history tomorrow, 48 years. So this idea of a transition, this evolution of this revolutionary conference we're involved with, and you notice there's a little bit of energy in this meeting. It just overwhelms us, and that will continue. It's my pleasure, in fact, now to go through a formal transition. So what I could do, of course, is pull out the latest technology we all work with and say, this is where technology has taken us. But no, let's go back to the real root of true technology. How many of you know what a log-log duplex decitrig is? It's this. It's a slide rule. And so in honor of the technology that's been brewing and developing, and we watch the revolution move along, let me hand you technology to continue. So please.
Just for the record, this is actually John's father's slide rule. I was going to bring my father's slide rule. So John, just to make sure it makes it home. So Len, thank you very much. Thank you for your confidence and your faith in us. And
Absolutely.
We look forward to this transition. And Nancy, thank you for coming aboard and keeping it the way, all the good things that you have been bringing to it. Thank you. Thanks, everyone.